everybody club, it is Pixie. We have a little bit of a different video today, but it's one that I hope will be helpful. I want this video to be somewhat of a internet survival guide pertaining to cyberbullying, this weird, toxic, call-out post culture. There are all kinds of hairy, tricky little things that can happen with the internet being so ingrained and entwined with our lives today. I just think that I am a person that has experienced a lot. It's been 10 years on YouTube and pretty much the same amount of time dealing with, being a person on the internet. We were just thinking about how we said that whenever a hate video or some rumors or gossip, or if anytime there's any sort of attack on me, I was saying I just have such a routine at this point. Basically, started my YouTube channel when I was 16. We're 26 now. I have been through a lot of stuff. I have a lot of experience, and I just want to put this out there as a tool and a resource and a warm blanket to anyone dealing with scary, weird cyber stuff that you don't deserve. And this video technically I think would also help if you maybe maybe the call out post has some merit and you have some learning to do or some things to apologize for. I guess this would also help, but in theory I'm making this for folks that might be going through similar things to me, where I have nothing to say other than please stop throwing rocks at me. Anyway, that is enough intro, so you know what you're in for this video. I'm sorry this is another kind of bummer topic, but this kind of stuff has been going through my mind, and this just feels like a good video to put out there. I would love to have some sort of positive outcome from, the hate and crap that's been thrown at me lately. So I'm just hoping for this to be a positive force in the world to help people maybe going through the same thing. This is Pixielox's Internet Survival Guide. So I broke down what I usually do into steps, and trust me, I also thought very hard if sharing this would put me in danger some way, but I don't think there's any way that anyone could maliciously stop me from taking a breath and assessing the situation, so don't worry. But I guess that segues pretty well into what I want to call the ground rules. This is just basic internet safety. I'm pretty sure they actually teach this in schools. At least I learned a bit about this in school. I have never share information that someone could use to physically find you. This means schools, doctors' offices, names of counselors or therapists, stores you go to, the workplaces of you and any loved ones, names and faces of you and your loved ones, any information about your neighborhood or things nearby, views out of your window, convenience stores, license plates, makes and models of cars, decals or stickers on cars, cafes and bars you frequent, and the post office you go to. Any other thing that you frequent, be really careful if you share that kind of thing. It hopefully shouldn't come to people being weird and doxing, but sometimes people will even just dox as a way to posture and threaten you and freak you out, even if they have no intention of going to your house or doing anything weird. So those are just some basic internet ground rules, and basically just always think before you share something online, could this be used against me? And, unfortunately that can lead to a bit of paranoid thinking, but that's just kind of the reality of living on the internet. And the only solution really is to take breaks from the internet and not share so many things, because you do have to be really considerate, but it will eventually become second nature. In my mind, I'm talking to someone who's kind of learning about this world for the first time. So if any of this doesn't apply to you, again, I'm sorry. But yeah, if you haven't yet, I would recommend keeping things like your full name private. There's a lot of things in this realm that it is far too late for me to go back on. The internet knows my full name. The internet knows a lot of things, but these are just really good things to keep in mind. So yeah, like if you are posting photos on Twitter of you at college or you at school or you at work, just be mindful of what you share. I'm not saying you can't let your friends know you work at Pizza Hut, especially if there's a million Pizza Hut locations. You know, me sharing that I worked at Claire's when there was one Claire's on Prince Edward Island, crazy a little bit. I also shared that I worked at Freak Lunchbox and there was only one on Prince Edward Island. So like that was me kind of giving access to my location. I did have people come to my workplace, both of those places, being like, "Are you Pixie Locks?" And they were sweet and kind, very luckily. But yeah, it was to the point where they're like, someone traveled. I think they were coming to PEI anyway, but they were like, "When I come, can I see you?" And I was like, "I just work there. I guess you can come, but like I'm not gonna tell you my shifts." I don't really remember how that turned out, but basically people were kind, but be mindful of the information you give to the internet. Because those were stupid things of me to do. There was also one time when I was vlogging in a Starbucks drive-thru and my entire debit card was just fully visible. And the comments had to be like, "Hey, you're literally doxing yourself." Again, I've had a YouTube channel for 10 years, so I'm gonna have moments. But anyway, ground rules, boundaries, safety. I'm gonna go into the kind of subconscious steps that I go through when someone has tried me. And for the sake of this section of the video, let's pretend that you're like kind of new to the whole internet like hate culture thing. This is your first time. Someone has either posted like a call out thread on you, or you've been posted to like, God forbid, fake disorder cringe or some shit, or in J fashion circles there can be like nasty hate pages, you know, the gossip forums, the icky, someone on Snapchat from your school is, I don't know, posting mean snaps about you. For the sake of this exercise, someone has wronged you. Here is what I would recommend doing. Step 1. Might be obvious, but just breathe. Take a second and let the feelings like pass through your body. I wrote, "This may feel deeply personal and like you are public enemy number 1, especially if they are accusing you of horrible things. This is unfortunately a very normal part of life on the internet that happens all the time between all kinds of people." I see it a lot in fandom culture. I guess I wasn't so deep in like Tumblr fandom worlds or something. People say that Twitter is kind of repeating the same history, but it is so common to see giant Twitter threads or Google Docs that are like exposing or kind of encouraging everyone to cut off and like exile someone, and sometimes it's for valid reasons, you know, sometimes you get in there and you're like, "Oh, okay, it's really good that this is being called out." In this situation, in this hypothetical situation, these are false accusations, these are rumors, you did not do anything. Something got really, really badly twisted out of context, and now people are calling you all kinds of labels. Calm down, let the emotions hit, because it's probably gonna hit hard, especially if you're being called things you're totally not, especially if they're like criminal accusations. Step number 2, assess the situation. Are you in danger? Who is saying this? What are they saying? And where is it being said? Is this, like I said, a fandom situation on like Twitter or Tumblr? Is this kind of contained within a very specific community? Is this people from your school or workplace? Oh my god, your coworkers can cyberbully you. I had a friend have a situation that was crazy. I had a coworker once who was weird about me and to me online, and we had to get our shifts scheduled at different times. We both still worked there, but it was like 2 people in school that didn't get along. Is this in a place that routinely, you know, mocks people and is kind of made to gossip and stuff as a pastime, like Fake Disorder Cringe or other places on Reddit. Because if it's in one of those places, I mean, it hurts and it's painful, but it kind of softens the blow to know like, oh, I'm just the pick of the week. And it's just a very normalized thing in our society to the point where I was like, this video would probably help a lot of people. Not to think that I'm like, almighty God, helper of friends. Oh, public universal friend. I do want to be the public universal friend. Okay, anyway, what's being said? Where is it being said? Is it spreading out of that area? If you have been posted on like Fake Disorder Cringe, sorry I keep saying it, but it's just such a good example and I see it happen to so many people in different communities I'm in. This happens to my friends with autism and DID all the time, or being posted in like cringe compilations. This also happens to like my friends in J fashion and alternative fashion. Do you see why I'm a good person to talk about this? What's that saying? Where it's like golf ball found in golf course. It's like cloud found in sky. That's kind of a good way to explain how knowing who said that and where and how far it spread really helped me to understand what I was going to do in this situation. What is that saying? Ham found in sandwich? I don't know. I don't remember what the saying is, but basically, long ramble to say, take a moment to think about who, what, where, I guess why, but like some people are just like this and there's a weird culture, you know, there's drama channel culture, there's Reddit cringe culture, there's cringe compilation culture, there's toxic fandom culture, so try not to beat yourself up over like why me, but is it spreading outside of that space is probably the most important thing when I'm deciding step number 3. Oh, actually for step number 3, I have inform your loved ones / support circle, but there's not a ton for me to add on to that. Any safe people that you have, let them know. It can help to, first of all, not feel like you're handling this all alone and like you feel, even if you haven't done anything wrong, you'll have this deep I'm in trouble feeling, especially, you know, if you live with anxiety or PTSD, or I mean, even a neurotypical person would probably have a pretty bad stress reaction to this, but feel it in your body. And it can really help to have external people that have known you for a long time that can help kind of give an outside perspective from a mind that's less overcome by emotion. Not that you can't make, you know, rational decisions, but sometimes when you first hear about it or first see it, you might want to pretend it doesn't exist. You might want to immediately act. You might want to like get on Instagram Live and start like chewing them out and telling your side of the story. And that's why I'm like, stop, breathe, talk to loved ones. And that can help you more safely go into step 4, which is what I was talking about before. Do you need to act? What do you do? Do you do anything? Is anyone buying this? Is it getting any traction? Is this a tweet with like 3 likes and they're the other person's private accounts? Is this a weird circle of like bullies again that are all kind of like sharing it amongst each other? We wrote, act if you need to act, correct any rumors or false accusations, but make sure you are going to leave the situation less stressful than you went in. High emotions can drive you to want to clap back or respond passionately, but this can be a slippery slope to escalating things further. If you want to go there, go there. But be aware of what you're putting on your plate. If you want to meet them with equal passion, I mean, you have every right to. I just think it's good to know that like we can turn this into a big thing or we can kind of shut it down now. And if you want to turn it into a big thing, go for it. This might be responding to the post. This might be making your own post. This might be like informing a higher up if this is a coworker situation or a college situation. Cause it sucks to have people just make shit up about you and have it live on the internet uncorrected. Oh, trust me, I know. Oh, trust me, I know. It's like a never-ending battle, and I've had to really, really learn when to stop explaining myself because I'm just repeating myself over and over and over these days. And you have to also understand when the person on the other side is in good faith or bad faith. You'll see these terms thrown around quite often when people are like spatting on Twitter, or I mean also in real life. Good faith and bad faith basically just means what are the intentions behind this. Doing something out of good faith would be a genuine act to hope to protect other people, correct harmful misinformation, trying to help you grow as a person, trying to, I don't know, set a good standard in your community. But also people doing things truly out of good faith often won't make a big spectacle of it. Like I said, I see a lot of situations that so easily could have been cleared up with like the smallest amount of communication. You can direct message someone. Someone doing something out of bad faith would be engaging or stirring something up for the kind of fun of arguing. Some people can find it enjoyable. I mean, it spikes adrenaline a little bit. You're interacting with real people in the real world, often about heated topics. Some people just enjoy debating on Twitter. Bad faith can also go, you know, to more icky places. Straight up, like if there's someone directly targeting you, just maliciously, just like straight up bullying exists, obviously. Some people enjoy feeling like they have community, even if it's for something negative. I mean, I'm not saying hopping on a bandwagon to like belittle and be mean to the bad faith crowd. Why am I being nice to the bad faith people? But basically, like, it can feel fun and exciting to, you know, share a common hatred. It's not right. It's something that you have to work out in therapy. Like, you can't be doing this unless it's, I don't know, valid. Like, I hate Trump and my grandma hates Trump and it's fun to talk together and get angry, you know? I can understand the concept of being like, oh, did you hear what Jordan Peterson said, you know? I do think people will kind of start doing that and then they might dig themselves a little deep of a hole, and then to kind of tell themselves that, no, I'm in the right, this person really deserves it, they will start spinning things, twisting things, making things up, reaching, and then they exist in this weird area where it's clearly bad faith. They're clearly doing this in like a big aggressive way that's going to stir up harm and hatred towards one person in like a large public way. Like, that is never helpful. Like, unless someone is a serious threat to society or their community, is there ever a need for a big giant hate video about them or a giant Twitter thread? Basically, good faith means this person genuinely thinks they are doing good, and the greater outcome of this will be protecting communities or, you know, supporting the truth. And people doing things out of bad faith are there either for like the joy of the argument, to spread hatred against a person or an individual that they don't like, or they're just kind of like thinly veiling literal bullying with like, no, but it's for a good cause. Okay, number 5. Did you remember we're going down a list? This is like the longest, most drawn out list video, but I just wrote like one little line and then I was like, I'll riff. And the riffing is taking me all kinds of places. But I think anecdotes are helpful, okay? Sorry if this video's so hard to follow. Step number 5 is to protect your peace and go outside. And trust me, I'm probably the most tired person. The person most tired of hearing people say, close your laptop. What do you mean cyberbullying's not real? Just turn your computer off. That's not what I'm saying at all. But once you've processed it, you've talked to your support network, you've chosen if you need to say anything or not, you know, is this actually a threat to me, or is this like 3 people just trying to scare me? Act if you need to act, and then breathe. You've said your piece. I would really recommend, you know, leaving it there. If people have, again, good faith questions, you can engage and answer a couple things, but if people are just there to antagonize you, or if you're getting dogpiled by a group of, you know, a gaggle of misfits, and that's when you lock your Twitter and you go outside. I hope this was helpful or at least interesting. If you are watching this because something recently happened and you're like freaking out, let me take this moment to be like, it's okay. It's okay. I know it feels like the end of the world. I know it feels like you like want to hurl and you're like, oh my god, why me? The world is crumbling. This is a thing that happens. It's probably gonna happen to everyone at some point in their lives, especially anyone who's like, anyone born after 2000, especially. Like, I was born 98, and definitely as a teenager, like, social media was there, social media is here, and we have to learn how to live alongside it and the ways that it's used for good and the ways that it's used for evil. Assuming you didn't actually, like, kick a puppy, this is not your fault, and it will probably blow over, you know? I've been through a lot of weird stuff online, ranging in severity from not to extremely. And I got through it every time, and I'm still here. I still have my little social media corner. I still love posting online, and the people that get me and appreciate it, and the people that don't, I've learned to live parallel alongside. And I believe that you can too. And especially if this is like high school or college bullying hijinks, hopefully people will grow out of it. And if you're like a fully grown adult, hopefully these people will go to therapy. So yeah, breathe, it's okay, and life will go on. Life will go on, I promise. I hope this was helpful. Again, I'm sorry for the bummer content, the bummer subject matter, but I just really wanted to put this out here, and I thought it was, you know, no better time to do it. So next video will be something fun, high energy, high vibe, no bummers allowed. And yeah, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and please be gentle to yourself. We love you guys so much, and we'll see you in the next video, which is not this one because this one's over. Bye!